Solve the inequality and then write the solution set in interval notation. We have x plus 6 times 3x plus 3 times 2x minus 10, which is greater than or equal to 0. So here is our inequality. We can see that it's already in factored form, and we already have a 0 on the right-hand side, which is great. So therefore, what we're going to do is now figure out what our interval boundaries are. Okay? So we're going to write this as an equation in factored form. Well, it's already in factored form, which is x plus 6 times 3x plus 3 times 2x minus 10, and that's equal to 0. So we're going to use the zero product rule. We have x plus 6 equals 0, or let's move this over here. Make this a little more room. Okay, or 3x plus 3 equals 0, or 2x minus 10 equals 0. So over here we have x, which is equal to negative 6, or we have 3x, which is equal to negative 3. Divide both sides by positive 3, we get x is equal to negative 1. Or 2x is equal to positive 10. Divide both sides by 2, and then x is equal to 5. So what does that tell us? Well, that gives us the interval boundaries. So let's take a look at the interval boundaries here. So the interval boundaries are negative 6, negative 1, and then positive 5. So here are our interval boundaries. So we have interval 1, interval 2, interval 3, and then interval 4, going from negative infinity to positive infinity. So the first interval goes from negative infinity to negative 6. Second interval goes from negative 6 to negative 1. So let me correct that there. So that should be negative 1. So that's negative 6 to negative 1. Interval 3 goes from negative 1 to 5. Interval 4 goes from 5 to infinity. Now let's check our intervals. So for interval number 1, we can pick x equals negative 7. So let's plug it in. So we have negative 7 plus 6 times 3 times negative 7 plus 3 times 2 times negative 7 minus 10. We want to see if it's greater than or equal to 0. So let's our calculator do this for us. So in this case here, we have parenthesis negative 7 plus 6 parenthesis times, well, 3 times negative 7 is negative 21 plus 3. And then we have 2 times negative 7, which is negative 14, minus 10. So let's see what we get with that. So we get negative 432. So is negative 432 greater than or equal to 0? Well, the answer is false. So let's go ahead and put false for region number 1. Okay, region number 2. We can pick x to be negative 2. So we have negative 2 plus 6 times 3 times negative 2 plus 3 times 2 times negative 2 minus 10. We want to see if that's greater than or equal to 0. So let's go ahead and put that in there. So we have parenthesis negative 2 plus 6 with parenthesis. parenthesis 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 plus 3. Parenthesis negative 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 minus 10. And that gives us 168. So 168 is greater than or equal to 0. So we know it's true for interval number 2. For interval number 3, we're going to let x equal 0. So we have 0 plus 6 times 3 times 0 plus 3 times 2 times 0 minus 10. Well, we know that we're going to get 6 times 3 times negative 10. Well, 6 times 3 is 18 times negative 10 is negative 180. And negative 180 is not greater than 0. So it's false for region 3. For region number 4, we can pick x to be 6. So we have 6 plus 6 times 3 times 6 plus 3 times 2 times 6 minus 10. We want to see if that's greater than or equal to 0. So let's use our calculator here. So we have 6 plus 6, parenthesis, and then 3 times 6 is 18 plus 3. 2 times 6 is 12 minus 10. And that gives us 504. And that is greater than or equal to 0, which is true. So we determined that it is true for region number 4. So where is it true? It's true in region number 2 and true for region number 4. Now remember that we are having inclusive inequalities because this is greater than or equal to. So it's going to be bracket negative 6 comma negative 1 union bracket 5 comma infinity, and there is our solution set. Let's go ahead and put that in there. So we have bracket negative 6 comma negative 1 with a bracket union, and then bracket 5 comma infinity with a parenthesis. Check our result, and there is our answer.